Hi guys and welcome to the channel. This is going to be a very short video. We'll be talking about the combat guide for the Assassin and Blademaster just to supplement their actual guide videos that I released. And this is not going to be much, but if you wanted to see the full guide video, check out the comment or description of this video. There will be links to both classes and you can understand why I selected these builds and how they actually work, okay? But see, in this video we'll talk about the combat settings, and I only made one combat settings. I wanted to make one for the shadow clan, but I didn't really release a shadow build guide because I felt it's just too complicated, and I believe it's not as good as it would be probably because right now the build supports you having or using the hunt skill more than the dark shadow skill only. Now for the assassin's combat settings, I do have the PvE combat settings. I don't have for PvP because I don't really think you really need a combat or auto plan for PvP, and even if you do, at that point you could just set up anything and kind of win. Because the assassin, even though it's received the buff, it's still strategic. It's not one of those classes you can just go auto and call it a day. You do need to be pressing a lot. So for the combat plans here for PvE, we do have the Dark Rhapsody, Black Hole for PvE, not for PvP. Let me explain. If you are in PvE, you will not need Void unless you die a lot. At that point, you also don't use auto. If you die a lot of PvE, you don't use auto. So Void, if you do switch to Void here and come back to the combat settings, you see that the EX will change to EX Void. So that's why you need to keep note of that. If you're going PvE and you're using the assassin and you want to use this auto plan, you don't need to switch to Black Hole if you know you survive in PvE, and you will not be controlling your character. Okay, so Dark Rhapsody, then Black Hole, Prelude, Dawn, Dark Hunt, and this is the Shadow form, and then you go Shadow Strike, Crystal Annihilation, Soul Fissure, Void Storm, and Finale Pathetic. Let me show you how it goes real quick. Okay, quick demonstration. So in PvE, this is what your character is going to do. This is this. It's going to use that, and then it's going to switch quickly over here and use this back, and then use the soul fissure, switch back over here, and it's going to spam this twice, this once, and it's going to try to switch over and do it again. That's basically what it's going to keep repeating. So that's the main idea behind this. So your character is going to do this twice, use this once, switch over, dash, hit, 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 and switch back again, and it's just going to keep doing that. So that's basically the entire rotation for PvE, and it's mainly emphasizing the use of this particular skill here. Now if you want to change anything in this combat plan, you will want to change Dark Rhapsody from number 1 and put it in number 3, and put Prelude Dawn in number 1. Why I said this is because so you can use this. It's while it's on cooldown, your class is going to use these two, and by the time it finishes them, you can do the Prelude Dawn again, and since there will be crystal on screen, it's going to trigger it. So those are the two auto rotations for assassins. The first one is to use this first, then this, you understand the usual, and then the second one is you using this Prelude Dawn first, 1, 2, Prelude Dawn again, then you switch, dash, break it all, and that's basically it. Anyway, that's the two of them, and now we're going to move on to the Blademaster for the Blademaster's own combat guide. Alright, here we are in the Blademaster section. I'm just going to show you guys the combat settings, and this is easy. There are two parts to this. In the PvE combat for the Blademaster, you will probably want to be using Moon Gazer because you don't have to worry about chasing the monsters that much. If you are worried about chasing monsters, you switch to Flash. There's no problem, it's no big deal, but I'm using this more for the execute and stuff. So we use Moon Gazer here, and then we have Void into your normal attacks, Sakura Slave, Slacklow Blossoms, and the Ephemeral Beauty and stuff, and then Moon Gazer. And then I'll just show you guys it, but you can screenshot any of these, the combat settings I'm showing you guys, and copy them. Alright, so this is what it's going to be like right now. For the PvE, you are of course going to start with the Void here, and since we are not using Flash, we're using that. We're going to do number, or you know, I think I'm a little too fast. I'm gonna do this again. Okay, since we are using the Moon Gazer and not Flash, we won't go for flashness. So you start with this number 4, and then you go for number 1, number 2, number 1 again, and then you go number 3 because you are using these two to chase the monsters, right? And then this can attack the monsters or trigger big damage on them and try to execute them. And then we switch over to this section, and here you're going to start with number 4 again. But this time, instead of using number 3 last, you start with number 4, and then you go number 3, and then you activate number 3 second stage again, and then you go for number 2 and 1. Why I said you activate number 3 second stage is this does have the ability, if I get attacked now, you see this, it dashes to the opponent. It's like a chasing skill. And then you can use roundhouse to hit them when you're close to them, right? You do the double roundhouse stuff, and then you can use this as well. So that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna do this real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so pay attention. This is how it's gonna go. So first you start with the void. Number 1, number 2, number 1, then use this big one, and then you're switching over here using this immediately. Of course, you're going to trigger this. It's not going to be this particular EX, it probably will be the other EX, whatever EX you selected, and then use this. If you don't know the EX, you can check out the link below. I explained the EX you used here. Use this to chase again, double roundhouse, and then this. So pretty much that's what it's going to be. I'm just going to do it one more time. And then you're going to switch. It's pretty much it. So one more time again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to switch over here. Use this right here. It's going to go the second one. 1, 2. Big damage, and switching back, applying this again, and it's just going to restart everything. That's what I wanted to share with you guys here. This is for the PvE build. And then for the PvP build, the main change is this is now flash, so you can chase players some more. And now the rotation will change a little because now you have flash, so you're going to be using this more. One sec, you're going to use void, and then you're going to use flash to chase the opponents. If you catch them, you go into your second stage of flash, which is this one here, counter wave, which grabs them and flings them overhead of you. If you follow Blademaster, you understand what I'm talking about. So use this and then use that. There you go, the normal, this, and now you're switching over here using the usual buff, and pretty much the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing from here. You chase them, you do all of that. Void again into flash. So pretty much that's just the difference. The difference is the first one you have number 4, number 1, number 2, number 1, and then number 3. But in the second rotation, you have number 4, number 3, number 1, number 2, number 1. So if you can keep that number in your head, those numbers in your head, you understand exactly what I'm getting at. Those are the rotations for PvE and PvP. Of course, you're going to use the EX, but it's going to be in your second form. Void will protect you a little in the first form.
Okay.
And in the second form, you have this over here, and immediately you use this to buff yourself, you will have your EX protecting you in the second stage. And immediately you're going to go over here because people are going to already be attacking you a lot at that stage. And then you do the counter attack to them, and you switch back, void again, and just like that. And I hope this video has helped you guys understand the combat settings. I'm sorry I was leaning closer to my computer. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or requests, you can drop them down there in the comment section. I read all of them and respond to you if needed, or make a video if necessary. Again, take it easy guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.